I will call the meeting to order. Minutes of the previous meeting.
Move we approved as written.
Second.
Motion second, we approve the minutes as written. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Financial statements, Chris?
Take you through the cash flow real fast. Our total receipts for the month, $644,599.85. We had disbursements of $348,549, not counting our monthly transfers. Left us with a balance of $1,120,801. We spent about $6,800 on inventory, and our capital expenditures were about $32,700. The bulk of that was actually H&G underground utilities costs. I'll take you through page 2. Our revenues, operating revenues are a little bit higher than the prior year, December. They were a little bit over forecast as well. Most of our expenses were below forecast. Water treatment was a little bit over. We had some WTH annual support fees in there, and we also had a sludge billing for sanitary in there. Left us with a monthly income of $57,118, which is a little bit, quite a bit more than what we had for forecast, and just slightly under the prior year for the month. And then our year-to-date's a little bit lower than the prior year, but we had some tank painting costs in there which brought that down, so it kind of evened out. On page 3, everything on that page is pretty good, in line with the forecast in the prior year. Our water and sanitation is a little bit higher, but that's where our sanitary sludge removal falls under. And then on page 5, just want to point out on the first item on the sinking fund that our bond payments are due on 3/1. So we'll be making those by the end of this month. Unless there's any questions, that's all I got.
Okay, any questions of Chris? The bond interest refunding. On page 2. Bottom.
Yep.
Is that the 2014 where we refunded, and that's the interest on that now?
There's both. Both of them have some refunding expense in there.
Okay.
Well, I shouldn't say refunding, but there's refunding expense and there's funding expense, so there's some a little bit from each.
What's the refunding under? We still paying for when we refunded those bonds?
Yeah.
All right, any additional questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to accept the financials as presented.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Motion second to we approve the financials as presented. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Purchase orders.
Okay, you have a list of 6 items there. I'll hit the higher item list, items, cost. Utility supply company, that's for the Harrison Street water main extension. For the materials for that is $26,714, and that project, we got the materials in and the project's underway. So get that started. New Age Telecom, that's for the new phone system for both, or all 3 locations, the office, distribution center, and the plant. That was highlighted and listed in the business plan. Complete this year. And then Frakes Engineering for the filter PLCs and the network replacement at the plant. Again, that was another item listed in the business plan that was approved, and that will update that system there and for the filters. So spend quite a bit of money this time, but everything is necessary to be done. And we have the monies available.
Okay.
Is that phone system like an intercom? Does that,
What it will do, it'll tie all 3 locations together so we don't have to dial a phone number. We can hit it like an intercom, yes.
yeah.
Okay, any questions on the purchase orders? Bad debt list. Nothing outstanding.
Yeah, there's some laws being looked at concerning how maybe the sanitary district can relieve themselves of some of these things too, because of course this doesn't apply to them, but this is all ours. But I guess there's been some lawsuits filed downstate with how the utility's been trying to gain monies back from people. Again, it doesn't apply to us, so
Okay.
we're doing what's right.
Well, and can you elaborate on that a little? I know it's not us. How are they trying to get the money?
Some of the utilities are trying to make the landlords pay for the tenants' sanitation bills when they can't do that. Because if there's a contract, it's in the tenant's name, not the landlord's name. Now here, I think the sanitary district can go after the landlords because it's taxing purposes, so.
Even though they can put a lien in the sanitation?
Well, that's what they do, they file a lien.
And they still can go after the landlord?
Yeah. So, with us, we can't file liens. The only thing we can do is shut them off and then write it off. But we keep the amounts on file with their names, and if they ever come back for water, then have to go after them that way.
They're in the water eventually.
Yeah.
Thank you. Don't come back.
Yeah.
Someone like to make a motion as how we dispose of these?
I'll make a motion to accept the bad debt list for record passes only.
I second.
Motion second that we approve the bad debt list for bookkeeping purposes only. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Water main relocation inspection.
Okay, we finally got the easements from Jupiter Realtor out there, that's the old Joe Sam and Arnold Tate Properties, to move forward. Woodruff's on site. They're doing the south side relocation first. Doyle did not have his cost in here for inspection, and he brought this to our attention, so we're paying 2/3 of the cost of the inspection out there, since we're doing 2 water mains, whereas the sanitary district's doing 1. So our cost for this inspection for our facilities is $19,000. I understand it needs to be inspected and records kept, so this is a fee that should be accepted.
Yeah, this per hour, you just kind of break down what he charges per hour?
Yeah, that's just standard language that they put in these letters, but overtime rate won't apply, and there's no cost for mileage either, just
So this is his estimate, it's gonna be 19?
No, yeah, that's what we're gonna pay, not to exceed.
Not to exceed.
We're paying 2/3 of the costs out there of the $28,500 in sanitary districts paying $9,500.
Okay.
Entertain a motion to approve.
Move to approve the water main location inspection with Doyle and Associates.
Second.
Motion second that we approve the water main relocation inspection with Doyle and Associates for the amount not to exceed $19,000. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right. Conference, Randy?
Pardon me?
The conference?
Oh, no, we got
No, we got number 6.
number 6 yet, Ken. Brown's property.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, then this is for the 12-inch main extension on Highway 20, east of Woodland Ave, and just east of the Woodland Crossing Apartments. Mr. Dale Brown owns 5.5 acres of land out there. He's looking at developing, and our water main currently terminates at his west property line. This main would extend easterly in an easement across the frontage of his property for him to obtain water to that development. Again, he hasn't indicated what he's looking at doing, but he has a couple different people in mind. My recommendation is that we would quote the material only of $62,995. The department pick up to $25,935 for labor only, and there wouldn't be any recoupment costs since we're participating in this property or project.
He's picking up the material, you said?
Yeah, yep.
He hasn't decided yet, has he?
Well, he doesn't know what the cost is,
Okay.
but we don't give out the cost till the board approves it.
Is there a time frame when we approve all these where he needs to come back to us?
90
So we
days.
just, is it 90?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, any questions of Randy on this extension?
I'll make a motion to accept this proposal as written.
Second.
There's a motion and a second that we approve the water main extension proposal on the north side of Highway 20 east of Woodland Ave. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, now the conference.
Okay, the National AWWA Conference this year will be held in Orlando, Florida in June, Sunday, June 14th through the 17th. I gave you some dates that we would travel. I think we'd go on we'd actually go on Saturday the 13th and return on Thursday the 18th. Tickets aren't needed as of yet, but I'd like to get registered so we can at least get perhaps a hotel that's close to the conference center. I know the last couple times we were down there, we were close to that Sand Lake Road, and it's a good hike down there from there. And I'm not one waiting for a bus. I like to get where I'm going fairly quick. So just like to know who's going so we can get people registered. And again, between now and then we'll consider airline tickets. Normally we fly Southwest, we'd fly out of Midway down to Orlando and back.
Okay.
I might suggest that you consider Southwest as South Bend. It's a lot closer and about the same price to Orlando. They have like $69 flights.
Southwest don't fly out of South Bend.
Not out of South Bend, it doesn't. Not Southwest. Southwest doesn't.
He meant South Bend. If we can fly out
Yeah,
of South
but Allegiant flies out of there, but you gotta fly certain dates. I understand. So if I could just get an idea who's going, then I can get the registrations underway.
Okay. Yeah, you would count me in.
Okay.
And I'm in too. Time set aside.
Yeah.
Can I tell you next time or this coming up week or something? I have to look.
Yeah, if you can let me know tomorrow, or by the end of the week, would that be okay?
That'd be okay.
Okay. Oh, Kenny's not gonna go. Dave?
I'm undecided right now.
Okay. Could you let me know by the end of the week, please?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, very good. Thank you.
All right, the pension actuarial valuation.
Okay, we just got these recently. Really, it's just reading materials for the board. Normally, they ask for a maximum contribution into the plan, and they're asking this year for $379,000. However, our plan is well-funded, very well-funded. In fact, it's overfunded, and therefore we don't really need to contribute anything. And that's attributable to what Harbor Trust has done for our plan over the last 21 years since they've had the trust services. So basically, there's no action to be taken on this. Just reading materials for the board.
And the market being so good, the highest it's ever been, so that helps a lot. Brokers look real good.
Yep.
All right, anybody like to give a report on this at the next meeting? Feel free. Whole business?
Quote to do February 18th at 2 o'clock here for the corrosion control project. It looks like we're gonna have maybe 2 or 3 people quoting. They're not gonna
What was the date?
The 18th of February at 2 o'clock.
Opening bids in, or?
Yeah, it's just quotes, they're not sealed bids, so we'll just read them and send them down to the engineers. Engineers aren't gonna be here, so we don't even know if the contractors will show up, but we'll open them up, read them out loud, and then move on. And then we'll report it at the next board meeting for approval.
How many do you think we'll have?
I'm guessing we'll probably have at least 3 bids. I say bids, I should clarify that as quotes.
All right.
Do board members come to that meeting? Do you want board
Just
members?
1 or 2. I mean, it's not important. In fact, if no one shows up, it's not an issue.
All right, any other old business? New business.
Okay, I just want to show you what our new health insurance costs for our employees are going to be, starting May 1st. And then there's a comparison as to where we were last year and the increase will be. And if you look here, it's pretty much almost 13% all the way across the board for everything.
Which underwriter did we go through?
Well, this is through the United Steelworkers. We've had them for a long time. They're a good plan. Normally, the adjustments are anywhere from 7 to 8 or 9%. This year it's a little bigger, but costs are changing. So
That's a constant. Okay, we don't need to take any action on that, do we?
no.
Any information for the board?
Basically, this is just reading material. It's just to let you know that we will be starting work with Patrick Engineering out of Valpo on the double tracking project for our water main relocations and changes. As I explained before, the airport runway project has been placed on hold. We're waiting to see if that's going to start up yet this year or not. We'll be getting plans and specs together to have the Hitchcock Street tank painted. We should be closing out the Carroll Ave tank soon. That's in the insurance hands at this point, and there's nothing we can do about that. If that insurance company and the owner can't get together on that claim, if he comes to us, we'll turn it over to our insurance company, but I've already checked with General and they said that we're in the clear. So,
Did you pay him the last draw?
no. But we will, I mean, that's what we want to do.
No, I understand. Yeah, because that was, I think, I remember that. That was last year.
Yeah, we want to get this thing finalized. So.
Satisfy this with the public.
And then, I don't know whether this will come up this year or not. Again, that water main underneath 94 out to 300 north and back over to 421 Some of that is still in the air based on the high-pressure gas mains that run diagonally across that one lake and lot and Love Truck Stop. They're trying to get that resolved. And then sometime this year, I would imagine we'll start union negotiations with the union contract expiring July 31st. So that's always a fun time.
Yeah. Do we usually hit that deadline or?
Well, I would think they would start sending us some notice when we want to start negotiating, but I don't see it being a big issue, but the contract's been pretty stable. We haven't had a lot of issues over the last 5 years, so we'll see. I'm sure they're going to want some money, but
Yeah.
you know, that's always the biggest thing. So other than that, that's just something that we need to look on the horizon for.
There's a number of houses across that interstate on 950.
Yeah.
In that area.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a lot of potential business
Well,
for,
you know,
for this 250,000 contribution.
well, yeah, that's going to save us a lot of money because the county's going to pick that up.
Yeah.
So they just asked if we would contribute something, and I'm being conservative at the $250,000.
And when do we notify the residents so they can think ahead of what they would?
I don't even know when this is going to start, Dave. I can't say for sure. They're aware of it because we've had public meetings on it already, and they're all in favor of it. It's the high pressure gas main and Love's Truck Stop that's kind of putting the screws to this right now.
Okay. I talked to a member of the County Redevelopment Commission. It's basically on hold for now because of the pipeline.
Yep.
And this double track, the council has approved all of this, the city council, for 2022.
Yes.
It's already been agreed to through the previous administration, and things are moving forward.
And we got 12 million of our bucks already.
Yep, and a lot more from the state they put in. Can't back out now.
All right. Any other old business? Any public comment? Any director comments? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
We're adjourned.